Kyle Edmund is a South African-born British tennis player and a Davis Cup champion. He is a top 100 player and the British number 4 behind Andy Murray, Daniel Evans, and Aljaz Bedene. He has won 2 junior Grand Slam doubles titles at the 2012 US Open and the 2013 French Open, both with Portuguese partner Frederico Ferreira Silva.Edmund was part of the Great Britain team that won the Junior Davis Cup for the first time in 2011. Edmund made his Davis Cup debut in the 2015 final against Belgium, with Great Britain winning the Davis Cup, the nation's first success in the tournament for 79 years. The Davis Cup team won the 2015 BBC Sports Personality Team of the Year award. Early in personal life, Edmund was born in South Africa, but moved to Britain when he was 3 and grew up in the village of Tickton near Beverley, East Yorkshire. Initially cricket and swimming were his main childhood pursuits, but he switched to tennis at 10 after lessons at the David Lloyd Racket and Fitness Club in Hull with coach Richard Blues. He was educated at Pocklington School and Beverley Grammar School, and by the age of 13 moved to Cannons in Hull to train with John Black. At 14, he moved with John Black to train at Win Tennis, based at the National Sports Centre in Bisham Abbey. When he was nearly 17, he based himself at the Lawn Tennis Association's National Training Centre in Roehampton to be coached by Colin Beecher, returning to see his family at weekends. His parents, Stephen, a director of a renewable energy company, and Denise invested tens of thousands into the son's tennis until the LTA provided funding through Aegon that took care of travel and coaching. At home, Edmund trains at the Beverley and East Riding Lawn Tennis Club. Kyle Edmund is sometimes referred to as Kedda's junior career. Edmund made his first breakthrough on the junior circuit in 2011, when he reached the semi-finals of the 2011 US Open boys singles event, where he was defeated by top seed and eventual runner-up Jiří Veselý of the Czech Republic. Playing in the Great Britain under-16 boys team, with Evan Hoyt and Luke Bambridge, they won the European Summer Cup, defeating Italy in the final. Great Britain won the 2011 Junior Davis Cup tournament for the first time after beating Italy in the final in San Luis Potosi, Mexico. Coached by Greg Rustski, the team of Edmund, Evan Hoyt and Luke Bambridge justified the top seeding in the event. The following year he won his first junior Grand Slam title at the boys doubles event of the 2012 US Open, partnered by Portuguese player Frederico Ferreira Silva. The two defeated Australian duo Nick Kyrgios and Jordan Thompson in the final, after losing the first set. At the 2013 French Open, Edmund and Silva won the second Grand Slam title, defeating Chilean pair Christian Garin and Nicolas Jarry in the final. Edmund reached a career high of No. 8 in the combined ITF Junior rankings in January 2012. Junior Slam results: singles, Australian Open QF, French Open QF, Wimbledon SF, US Open SF. Junior Slam results: doubles, Australian Open 2R, French Open W, Wimbledon SF, US Open W. Senior career: Edmund began on the ITF Futures circuit in April 2010 at the Great Britain F5 in Bournemouth, losing the first qualifier match. It was a full year before Edmund played another Futures, again at the Great Britain F5 in Bournemouth, this time as a wild card in the main draw, but was beaten in the first round. After playing 18 Futures events, in October Edmund won his first tournament in Birmingham, Alabama, USA. 2013 Edmund played in his first ATP Tour match in June when he was awarded a wild card for the annual Queen's Club tournament in London. losing to Slovenian Gregor Zemlja. However, that didn't dent his confidence, as he then won his first senior match at the Aegon International in Eastbourne. Following a wildcard entrance into the tournament, he defeated the world No. 82 Kenny de Schepper, ranked 360 places above him, in straight sets. Kyle then lost 2 close sets to world number 17 Giles Simon, both completed in tie-breaks. At Wimbledon, his first senior appearance at a Grand Slam tournament, he entered 5 separate tournaments, receiving wildcards into the men's singles and doubles due to his junior success. In the men's singles, he lost in the first round to 24th seed Jerzy Janowicz in straight sets. In the men's doubles, he partnered Jamie Baker, losing in the first round to David Marrero and Andreas Seppi in straight sets. In the mixed doubles, he partnered fellow teenager Eugenie Bouchard, losing again in the first round to Fredrik Nielsen and Sofia Arvidsson, again in straight sets. In December, Andy Murray invited Edmund, James Ward and Ross Hutchins to his training camp in Miami. In January, Edmund received his first call-up to the Great Britain Davis Cup team for the World Group tie against the USA, and was part of the initial nominations before being replaced by doubles specialist Dominic Inglot, meaning he was the first reserve singles player. In April, it was announced that former British player Greg Rustski had assumed the role of Kyle Edmund's full-time coach. After less than 6 months, Edmund dispensed with Greg Rustski following a recent slump in form. Edmund lost 5 consecutive first rounds and is believed to have concluded that Rustski's other commitments will prevent him from putting in the necessary time at this key stage of his development. Edmund opted to concentrate on working with his other coach, James Trotman. In November, Edmund reached his first final at the Yokohama Challenger, thanks to back-to-back victories over higher-ranked players. But Australian John Millman proved too strong in the final, winning in straight sets. Consequently, Edmund broke into the top 200. In December, Edmund and James Ward again stayed with Andy Murray at his training camp in Miami for 2.5 weeks. 2015 Davis Cup champion Edmund began the 2015 season at the qualifying tournament of the Australian Open. He defeated Tristan Lamasine from France and Austin Krajicek of the USA to reach the final round of qualifying, where he faced Australian wildcard Dane Propoja. He defeated Propoja in 3 close sets to qualify for the main draw of the Grand Slam tournament for the first time, and make his first appearance at a major tournament besides Wimbledon. In the first round of the main competition, Edmund faced Steve Johnson, but lost to the American in straight sets. He came back from the defeat well the following week, making it to the final of the Hong Kong Challenger and defeating world No. 94 Tatsuma Rito of Japan in a dominant display to claim his first ever Challenger Tour title without dropping a set. As a result of both his Australian Open qualifying campaign and his title in Hong Kong, Edmund broke into the world's top 150 for the first time, reaching 148th in the world. The following week, Edmund reached the quarter-finals of the Burnley International, losing in straight sets to eventual champion Chang Ai-Yan. Throughout the spring, Edmund continued to rise up the rankings, achieving a career high of world No. 121 in the world on May 18 due to his success in challenger-level events. Following 3 rounds of qualifying, Edmund made it to the main draw of the French Open for the first time in his career. In the first round, he faced Frenchman Stéphane Robert and recorded his first ever Grand Slam level victory, as well as his first ever 5-set match win. He was due to face Nick Kyrgios in the second round, but was forced to withdraw with a stomach injury, which it was feared could make him miss the entire grass-court season if exacerbated. Following his first-round win, Edmund reached a career-high ranking of 101. After receiving a wild card for Wimbledon, Edmund was beaten in the first round in straight sets by Alexander Dolgopolov. In July, Edmund won the Binghamton Challenger, completing the final in 66 minutes. 10 years after Andy Murray won the same title, Edmund was announced for the Great Britain squad for the Davis Cup semi-final against Australia. However, Edmund picked up an ankle injury on the Tuesday before the tie. Great Britain won 3-2 and reached the Davis Cup final for the first time since 1978. Edmund reacted to a disappointing autumn by parting company with his coach James Trotman, just 5 weeks ahead of the Davis Cup final. Davis Cup captain Leon Smith supervised Edmund and James Ward, accompanying them to South America to help him decide on his second singles player for the Davis Cup final. In November, the 20-year-old Edmund won the Copa Fila Challenge title in Argentina on clay, beating Brazil's Carlos Berlich, ranked number 112 in the world and an expert on the surface. Ward lost in the second round of the same event, though Ward, ranked 156, had also recently won a hardcourt challenger tournament. On the same day as Edmund's victory, Dan Evans, ranked 271, won the Knoxville Challenger on a hardcourt, but with Belgium opting to stage the tie on an indoor clay court, Smith chose to go with the British number 2 Edmund, now ranked 100. Edmund made his Davis Cup debut in the 2015 final versus Belgium in Ghent, playing the first singles match against Belgian number 1 David Goffin, ranked number 16. Edmund cruised through the opening 2 sets, but was unable to close the match out as he ultimately went on to lose in 5. Edmund said, "My legs just started to get tired. I could feel them straining a bit, cramping a bit." Edmund became only the 6th man in the 115-year history of the Davis Cup to make his debut in the final. Great Britain went on to lead 3-1 and win the Davis Cup for the first time since 1936. In December, Edmund was invited to participate in the inaugural tie-break tens tournament at the Royal Albert Hall, with Andy Murray, Tim Henman, David Ferrer, John McEnroe and Xavier Malisse. Edmund lost to Andy Murray in the group stage, but went on to beat him 10-7 in the final. Edmund joined the rest of the Davis Cup team at the BBC Sports Personality of the Year show, where they won the 2015 Team of the Year award. Edmund accompanied Andy Murray at his training camp in Dubai, which included a trial period with British coach Ryan Jones. 2016. In his first tournament of 2016, Edmund succeeded in qualifying for the Qatar Open. In the first round of the main draw, Edmund achieved his first ever top 50 win over 43-ranked Martin Klizan in straight sets, before defeating Daniel Munoz de la Nava to reach his first ATP quarter-final, where he lost in straight sets to world number 7 Tomas Berdych. Edmund, ranked 102, secured a place in the main draw of the Australian Open following the withdrawal of 3 players. Edmund was confident enough of automatic qualification to have already signed up for the Kooyong Classic, which is played at the same time as qualifying. At the Kooyong Classic exhibition match, Edmund posted a straight sets win over Australian Omar Jashika. In the first round of the Australian Open, Edmund suffered a prolonged attack of cramping, as he went down in 5 sets to Bosnian Damir Duzimha, despite having been 2-1 up in a match lasting 3 hours and 12 minutes. This was only the third 5-set match of his career. At the RBC Tennis Championships of Dallas, Edmund defeated Dan Evans in the first All-British Challenger final since 2005. when Alex Bogdanovic beat Mark Hilton, Edmund, Dan Evans, Dominic Inglot, Andy Murray and Jamie Murray were named for the Davis Cup World Group first-round match against Japan. On the Wednesday before the tie, Edmund picked up back injury during practice, so Dan Evans was chosen as the second singles player. Edmund was Britain's top-ranked singles player for Julia's Davis Cup quarter-final against Serbia in Belgrade, with Andy Murray choosing to sit out the tie following his Wimbledon victory. Edmund defeated Janko Tipsarevic in straight sets in the first match and secured an unassailable 3-1 lead for Great Britain by beating Dusan Lajovic in the reverse singles, also in straight sets. These were Edmund's first wins in the competition, and captain Leon Smith said, "He has every reason to be immensely proud. He was brilliant." Career finals. Singles finals, 14 Junior Grand Slam finals, doubles finals, 2 singles performance timeline. This table is correct up to the 2016 Summer Olympics. A 2015 French Open counts as 1 win, 0 losses. Nick Kyrgios received a walkover in the second round after Edmund withdrew because of a stomach injury. Does not count as an Edmund loss.